We had 4 classic battles in the NFL division round that will have everybody talking until Conference Championship weekend next week. We saw a classic out at Arrowhead that will have everybody talking. It was a great game all the way around. We also had 3 huge upsets in college basketball. I will have all of that and more, in my opinion, on the weekend in sports right after this.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sport.
All right, let's jump right into this, and we had ourselves a great weekend in the NFL divisional playoff round. That's how I feel right now. We are going to start it out with the game that you saw with the evening game between Buffalo and Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs get it done again, and they're going to their 4th straight AFC Championship game after beating the Buffalo Bills 42-36 in overtime. Patrick Mahomes, 32 carries, he was 32 of 43, 370 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 7 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Mecole Hardman, he may only have 2 carries for 31 yards, but he had a touchdown in the game. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 150 big yards and a touchdown. And Myron Pringle, he had 5 catches for 29 yards, and he had a touchdown of his own. But for the Buffalo Bills, what can you say? Josh Allen, 27 of 37, 329 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, 10 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown. But the guy I feel the most bad for is Gabriel Davis. 8 catches, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns. An all-time NFL playoff record, and I know this is how he's feeling right now. I shouldn't sound like that, I'm sorry. But the Buffalo Bills had 422 offensive yards, total yards of offense in the game, I should say. The Kansas City Chiefs had over 552. But the one thing that was amazing in this game, no turnovers, only 4 total penalties for 25 yards between both teams, and that was it. But if you want to point to one part of the game between Buffalo and Kansas City, all I got to tell you is the final 2 minutes in overtime. In the final 2 minutes and in overtime, there was 1 tie, 4 lead changes, 3 touchdowns. There were 4 touchdown passes. In the final 2 minutes, Patrick Mahomes went 10 of 13 for 188 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, he was 5 of 7 for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns of his own. The Bills outscored the Chiefs 15-10 in the final 2 minutes, plus overtime. And I'm going to tell you something. This game was a classic. And it really was. I'm not going to make this up. That's all there is to it. But the Chiefs survived. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be hosting the AFC Championship Game next week. And who will they face? Well, I can answer for you right now. They will be facing the Cincinnati Bengals. They'll be facing the Cincinnati Bengals. And this comes as a result of the Bengals beating the Tennessee Titans 19-16 on the road in Nashville. Joe Burrow, He was 28 of 37 for 348 yards, 1 interception. Not good. Joe Mixon, 14 carries, 54 yards. Not exactly a big game, but big enough. And he had a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 109 yards. And Von Ball, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. For the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill, I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan Tannehill is not the answer for the Titans if they ever want to win a world championship. Ryan Tannehill, 15 of 24, 220 yards, 1 touchdown. He was picked off 3 times. And I'm going to compliment the Bengals on one thing. They held Derrick Henry to 20 carries for 62 yards, but he did have a touchdown in the game. My hat's off to the Bengals defense for that. A.J. Brown, 5 catches, 142 yards, and a touchdown. Jeffrey Simmons, oh, my heart goes out to him. 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and I know the Titans are thinking this right now. And the reason why I'm going that route is very simple. The Tennessee defense did a super job with 9 sacks in the game. They sacked Joe Burrow 9 times. They did a super job. But the Titans offense, they missed opportunities. Poor clock management. I mean, they were down 16-9. They go for the end zone, and they're going 16-all. We have a chance to win the game. But then Logan Wilson got a Ryan Tannehill interception, the 3rd interception of the game. Logan Wilson was the one that picked it off. And Evan McPherson, a 52-yard game-winning field goal at the end to give the Cincinnati Bengals a 19-16 victory, and they are going to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. The Titans, they blew it. I'm sorry. Poor clock management, missed opportunities on the offense. The defense did a super job. They really did. But let's think about this. For Tennessee, 1 of 8 on 3rd down, 3 turnovers, and they only had the ball for 26 minutes. There's a few things that went wrong. Poor clock management on the coaching staff. That's what happened on Saturday. And that is why we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game next week. Zach Taylor gave his only game ball to Evan McPherson, and rightfully so. The AFC title game is going to be at 3 o'clock Sunday on CBS next week. Buckle your seatbelts, fans, because it's going to get crazy, and that's all there is to it. Now, if you think the AFC games were crazy, the NFC was just as wild. On Saturday, the San Francisco 49ers stunned the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Yes, I'll say it again. The San Francisco 49ers stunned the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field 13-10. And what a victory for the 49ers it was. Jimmy Garoppolo, he was good, but not spectacular. 11-19 for 131 yards and an interception. The snow started flying in the second half, and it was just freezing cold at Lambeau. Now, Taluna Hufanga, he recovered a block punt for a touchdown. That was the only touchdown that the 49ers had in the game. The defense, Eric Armstead, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Nick Bosa, 2 huge sacks in the game. Jordan Willis blocked the punt with 4:40 left in the game, and the 49ers tied it, and Robbie Gould hit a game-winning field goal. The 49ers defense and special teams won this game. Mason Crosby had a field goal blocked by Jimmy Ward at the end of the first half, long before this whole thing in the fourth quarter came apart. But as for the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, he was 20 of 29 for 225 yards. A.J. Dillon, 7 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Everybody thought in Green Bay the route was on, but it wasn't. Aaron Jones, 9 catches for 129 yards, but he also had 12 carries for 41 yards in the game. And Rashawn Gary, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. How disappointing. The 49ers won this game despite 12 first downs, 212 yards of total offense. The weather was wreaking havoc at Lambeau late in the game, and that's all there was to it. The Packers blew this game. They were up 10-3. They tried to kick it out of there. It got blocked. Boom. We have a tie game. And then Robbie Gould, in the snow, to his credit, nailed a 45-yard game winner at the end of regulation. And at the end. The defense and the special teams for the 49ers stepped up. The Packers special teams let them down on the final play. They only had 10 men on the field when Robbie Gould kicked a 45-yard game winner. How embarrassing. Now the question becomes, the Packers are going to have a lot of soul searching to do after losing this one. The Packers got stunned. The fans were shocked at home. I couldn't believe it. Everybody was saying, the 49ers, the Packers are going to have a field day. It's going to be a close game, but at the end, they're going to have a field day. Did not happen. The 49er defense did a super job of containing A.J. Dillon. They did a super job of keeping Aaron Rodgers out of the end zone. But I want to talk about the 49ers. Think about this. What have the 49ers done so far in the playoffs? Now think about the road that the 49ers had to take to get here. And the 49ers are going to be in the NFC Championship game next Sunday. Think about the road that they had to take. They had to win their final game in the final week of the regular season. They had to beat the Rams on the road just to get into the playoffs. Then in the wild card round, the 49ers beat Dak Prescott. Or should I say, the Cowboys and Dak Prescott beat themselves. And then against the Packers, they get it done. In the last two games for the 49ers, listen to this. In 2 games, the defense has 10 sacks, and they have only allowed a total of 27 points. They did a super job of stopping Dak Prescott, and they did a super job of keeping Aaron Rodgers in check. That is why the 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game next week. Good luck to the 49ers, because now you will have to face the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, by the hair on their chin, survived the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-27. Matthew Stafford, 28 of 38, 366 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 9 catches, 183 yards and a touchdown. And the defense for the Rams stepped up. Aaron Donald, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. Von Miller, 1 sack. Leonard Floyd, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. As for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, he was 30 of 54 for 329 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Leonard Fournette, 13 carries for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. Mike Evans, 8 catches, 119 yards and a touchdown. Matthew Gay is the hero in Los Angeles. He hit a 30-yard game-winning field goal at the end. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 4 penalties for 61 yards. 3 of those penalties were unsportsmanlike conducts. One of them was called on Tom Brady. And I'm telling you, I was loving seeing him cry. And Deshaun Hakili, your daddy was too scared to do this, but I'm not going to. I want to thank you for calling this penalty, and I just want to do this for you. Everybody who hated Tom Brady was thinking that, and they were rejoicing when Tom Brady got a penalty, finally got an unsportsmanlike conduct called on him. But I'll tell you what, the Rams almost gave it away. If it hadn't been for a big Stafford to Kupp completion in the final seconds, we would have been talking about overtime, and who knows what would have happened then. So the Rams are going to face the 49ers next Sunday in the NFC Championship game, and that is a 6:40 kickoff on Fox. The Rams got it done. They get to face the 49ers in a rematch of the final week of the regular season. And to keep in mind, the 49ers had to come back down 18 late in the game just to get into the playoffs. and think about what the 49ers have done. This is next week's game. Next week's conference championship game is going to be a battle of who wants it the most. And to Tom Brady, and this is the first time since 2009, we will not have Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in a conference championship game. We will not see that for the first time since 2009. And deep down in my rejoicing, you better believe I am. Congratulations. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are out. Thank you, San Francisco. Thank you, to the LA Rams for making that possible. And what a moment it was. And that's the bottom line. All right. That is your NFL portion of the show. But if you think I'm going to stop at the NFL, you're sadly mistaken. We got some college basketball we need to talk about. We had about three huge upsets this past weekend. Actually, three. We had three upsets that I want to talk about. Friday night at the University of Maryland, Maryland upset number 17 Illinois 81-65. Donta Scott, 25.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. He was 9 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc, and 6 of 7 at the free throw line. Fats Russell, and that is his given name, 15.7 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Cordarius Wall, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field, and 1 of 1 at the free throw line. Hakeem Hart, 10 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. He was only 2 of 4 from the field, but he was a perfect 6 of 6 at the free throw line. Keep that in mind. As for the Illinois Fighting Illini, it was not pretty. Alfonso Plummer, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 14 from the field to be exact, 5 of 11 from beyond the arc, and 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Jacob Grandison, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Trent Frazier, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 5 of 10 from the field, and 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. Now, what happened to Illinois with this game? Kofi Cockburn is out with an injury, which is not good. And Andre Curbelo actually played with a fever with a temperature of 100.6. Not good. Now he was running a fever in that game. But as for Maryland, they just dominated. They shot 52.8% from the field to Illinois' 39. They outshot Maryland. Maryland outshot Illinois from beyond the arc 36.4% to 31.4%. Maryland out-rebounded Illinois 33-30. Maryland outshot Illinois at the free throw line. 84% for Maryland, 80% for Illinois. And Maryland had 10 turnovers. Illinois had 12. So those are your reasons why Maryland won this game. And yes, real quick, I'm going to do this. Donta Scott, as a result of your performance, 25.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 9 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc, and 6 of 7 at the free throw line. Congratulations to you, sir. You are now a recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Congratulations. You earned it. Bottom line. Now, Maryland's only 1 game above 500, and they're not doing well in conference play. As for Illinois, this is a huge setback, and one that the Fighting Illini did not need. Okay. We're going to go from the Big Ten to the Big 12, and then we're going to go right back to the Big 10. TCU upset number 15 Iowa State on Saturday, 59-44. Damian Bowe, 23.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals. Woo-wee! That's huge. And he was 11 of 17 from the field and 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Chuck O'Bannon Jr., I should say, my apologies. He only had 10 points, 4 rebounds on 3 of 7 shooting, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, and perfect 3 of 3 at the free throw line. As for Iowa State, there was only one person to brag about. Isaiah Brockington, if he wasn't much to brag about. But listen to this. 19 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals. 8 of 14 from the field, and 3 of 4 at the free throw line. TCU did very well in this game. They shot 49% from the floor. Iowa State, 30.9, almost 31%, and that was it. From beyond the arc, TCU dominated. 26.7% from beyond the arc, which is three-point land. Iowa State's 11.5. Ouch. At the free throw line, Iowa State did better. They shot 70% at the free throw line, not much to brag about. But TCU only shot 62.5%. TCU out-rebounded Iowa State 39-28. And Iowa State only had 11 turnovers to TCU's 15. Iowa State never let in this ball game at all today. They never let it all. And now the Cyclones find themselves 2-5 in conference play. There was no other outside of Brockington. There was no other offensive production from Iowa State on Saturday. That's all there was to it. Iowa State lost this game because they didn't have anybody else in double figures. Now, TCU, it wasn't pretty for them. But a win is a win in conference play, and right now, when you're playing for seeding in the NCAA tournament, you'll take what you can get. I know it's only January 23rd, but Selection Sunday is not that far away, and everybody knows it. And that is the bottom line, and this is a biggie. Iowa State's going to suffer a huge setback, and unfortunately, I'll have to do this. That's my alert for the Iowa State Cyclones at this hour. All right. Now, we've gone from the Big Ten to the Big 12. Now, we're going right back to the Big Ten. Let's go back to Friday night. Number 14, Michigan State beat number 8, Wisconsin, 86-74. What a game this was. Malik Hall, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He only had 7 of 11 shooting in the game. AJ Laggard, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was only 2 of 4 from the field, but he was 8 of 10 at the free throw line. Tyson Walker, 12 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was 4 of 7 from the field and 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Max Christie, a good night for him, 12 points, 3 rebounds. 5 of 7 from the field and 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Jaden Atkins, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and he was 2 of 2 at the free throw line. As for Wisconsin, there's 2 guys I had on my watch list. Johnny Davis, Johnny on the spot, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 8 of 20 from the field, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, and 7 of 8 at the free throw line. Brad Davidson, 22 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. He was 8 of 12 from the field and 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. Now, I am not giving anything to Johnny Davis or to Brad Davidson because they lost. That is a rule that I came up with. But I want to give out a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award, and my Hardwood Award for this game is going to go to. I'm going to give it to 2 people this time. Malik Hall and AJ Haggard. Malik Hall, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 7 of 11 from the field. AJ Laggard, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. 2 of 4 from the field, 8 of 10 at the free throw line. Congratulations to you 2 gentlemen. You gentlemen are going to be recipients of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, what happened with Wisconsin? Let's see. There was no Tyler Walker. He had an ankle injury, and that showed in the game. And Tyler Wall, my apologies. They did not have Tyler Wall available. He's been averaging 15.3 points per game. And it showed in the loss again, and it showed for Wisconsin in their loss to Michigan State. And here's what in Wisconsin, and I'll tell you what, Michigan State was very impressive. They shot 52.7% from the field. They shot 50% from 3-point land. Now Wisconsin shot almost 91% at the free throw line. Michigan State out-rebounded Wisconsin 39-20. And Wisconsin had 10 turnovers to Michigan State's 13. So this game was almost a 50-50 split. But Michigan State came out on top. And when you're in Big Ten play, you take what you can get. And that's all there was to it. And that was the bottom line in college basketball on this weekend. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts on this night. I know this was a quick wrap-up show, but I want to take a few minutes to talk about this. What a wild and crazy NFL divisional round we had. All 4 games were fun, exciting. I saw strange things happen on Saturday that had everybody talking. The Bengals are in the AFC Championship game. They got a lot of heart and determination. The Kansas City Chiefs had to come from behind, and they had to go 2 minutes with craziness to get the job done against the Buffalo Bills. The Los Angeles Rams almost threw it away against Tom Brady. And the San Francisco 49ers, the defense, the special teams won that game. The 49er defense has been nothing but impressive. They've knocked out Dak Prescott. They've knocked out Aaron Rodgers. For the first time since 2009, we will not have Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers in a conference championship game. That is something to think about. The Bengals have to go to Arrowhead. And keep in mind, the Cincinnati Bengals have already upset the Kansas City Chiefs. But can they do it when it counts? We'll have to wait and see. Will the 49ers do what they did to the Rams in Week 18 out in L.A.? Keep in mind, the 49ers had to beat the Rams in the final game of the regular season just to make the playoffs. It was a big win for the 49ers on Saturday night. That's all there was to it. Conference Championship weekend is next Sunday. How will it go? We don't know. But I'll say this. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, and buckle your seatbelts, fans. You think this weekend was wild? Wait till Conference Championship Sunday. It's just going to be as crazy. And that's all I have to say on this night. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you will see all of the sports videos I've done so far and all the live streams that I have done. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you, and get some sleep because I'm going to. Good night, everybody, and thank you.